Guys, real quick before we start up this video here talking about MTG Arena, if you're watching this video, I'm probably live right now on Twitch. I've been streaming MTG Arena. It's been awesome. We got a lot of new viewers, and it's been just a good time over there playing Magic and climbing up in the ranks and trying out different decks and, you know, theory crafting and all this good stuff. But today what I'm doing over there is I'm reviewing the new set Dominaria, which is just coming out tomorrow, and I'm reviewing those cards and seeing how they will impact limited and also constructed as far as MTG Arena goes. And then tomorrow we'll be able to get our hands on all those cards, and we'll be playing all those cards, opening packs, doing all kinds of cool stuff. So that's what to look forward to today and tomorrow. So if you want to come over, then I'd love to have you. All right, let's get into the video. What is up, my ninjas? Shinobi here, and today I'm going to be talking to you guys about my first impressions on Magic the Gathering Arena so far since I've been playing the game in the beta. Now, I've only been playing for a few days now, but I feel like I can give a pretty general gist as to where I see the game right now and possibly where I see the game going in the future as well. There's quite a few options that could go in the future, but I want to get into that a little bit later on in the video. What you're seeing in the background is some gameplay of me playing MTG Arena. Now, first off, what are the features of the game? What is it that you can do in the game currently, and what do they plan on bringing to the game in the future? So right now, you have just a best of one constructed play. So you queue up and you get a random opponent, and then you guys go against each other and see who wins. And that's pretty much it. There is a ranking system in the game right now. I don't think the ranking system really matters right now because there's such a small pool of people in the game itself, and a lot of those people have already been in the game for a little while, so they have a lot more cards than someone that just got into the beta, which you would think would make it more difficult to be able to go up against said players. But honestly, it doesn't really matter that much, surprisingly, considering in card games a lot of people like to complain about, oh, I don't have enough cards, so I automatically lose, right? Now, the disparity isn't too big in the beta right now because it hasn't been out that long, but I've climbed up to some of the highest ranks that you can in just a few days, starting from scratch, just building up my collection slowly. And we don't have the ability to buy cards right now, so I've been able to build it up slowly and perform quite well. So that experience and the gameplay experience and that has been pretty fun. To that, right now, that's just only going to get better with time. The bigger the game gets, the more people they invite, eventually when it goes into open beta, and the more you play the game, the more cards you acquire. So I want to talk about now, how is it that you acquire cards? Because this is something that people are, I know if there's one thing that could keep people from playing a game like Hearthstone or a game like Magic is I can't get the cards because I don't want to spend a bunch of money. Well, luckily for you, this game seems to be going in the right direction with how you acquire cards. So let me explain how it is you acquire cards right now in the game. So if you win a game, you get a random card. And that can be anything, like anything that's in the game right now, you can get. And that's really awesome. I've gotten Planeswalkers, I've gotten really nice cards that I've added to decks, like got quite a few good stuff from just winning games. Now, your first 15 wins of the week will give you 3 booster packs. When you first get into the MTG beta, they give you quite a few booster packs to get you started, and they already give you quite a few cards to begin with right off the bat. Now, when the game releases fully in the future, will they just make you start from 0 cards and work your way up? I doubt it, because they want you to be able to play the game at least, but that is a possibility, but I really doubt that they would do that. Some other ways of acquiring cards, you have a gold system in the game. So every day you have quests that you do those quests, you get gold just like in Hearthstone, and you can use that gold to buy booster packs if you want to. Now currently you can't buy booster packs for money. Now soon they're putting out a big patch, and they're going to be allowing you to buy booster packs for money if you want through their gem system. But I do like the fact that, for me personally, I don't like to spend money on Magic. And I know that sounds crazy, but I mean, I've been playing for over 20 years, and I've acquired collections of 20, 30,000 cards multiple times, and those have been very minimal amount of money spent. You know, I want to get my cards through doing drafts. I want to get my cards through winning drafts, through winning tournaments, through trading, stuff like that. That's how I build up collections. And for me, in a perfect world, when it comes to a Magic game that's online, like MTG Arena, if I could mimic that exact same thing and build up my collection through playing a lot and being good at the game, then that's awesome, right? Now, obviously, you'd have that convenience factor of being like, oh, I'll just buy some cards. You know, you can do that IRL. You can go buy singles or boosters or whatever. You can go buy full decks online or something like that if you want to. If you want that convenience and you don't have the time to put into it. But for someone like me, I like that Magic Arena allows you to do that so far, and I feel like it's only going to get better with time. Now, drafting is not in the game yet, and that's going to be coming out really soon here. They have a big patch coming out tomorrow for the Dominaria set that's coming out. And then on, I think, May 4th, they're releasing drafting for everybody to be able to play. Now, I'm not exactly sure how drafting is going to work in the future, or in the near future here, because I know you're going to be able to buy into the draft, right? That's obvious. But how much are you going to have to spend? We don't know yet. And can you use gold to get into those drafts? Now, the cool thing about drafting, unlike something like Hearthstone, nothing against Hearthstone. Hearthstone's fun. But reason why my favorite thing to do in Magic is drafting, because it's more fun than the other things you can do, in my opinion. And then on top of that, you can collect so many more cards, right? The cards you get in that draft, you get to keep. And that's awesome, right? Now, some people play different rules IRL, like, people get to pick the cards they want or whatever, the people that win the tournaments and stuff. There's some places that do that. Some places just say, just keep the cards, whatever. And, so I like the fact that I can, build up a good deck and be like, oh man, I paid $12 to get into this draft, and I made $24, through just the cards I acquired. So I didn't even have to win the tournament. I'm already ahead, right? And that kind of stuff is really awesome, right? We love that about Magic, that we can do that. So I really hope that this is also going to be the same case in MTG Arena. Now, there isn't trading in the game currently, and they've talked about how they don't want trading to be in the game at all. They say that it will hurt the way that the economy has been set up and how you acquire cards in the game, and you'd feel like you're forced into trading, whereas you can, with the current system in the game, we have what is called wild cards. Now, that's another way you can acquire cards. When you open up a booster pack or a vault or something like that, you get these wild cards, and they, based on the rarity of them, let's say you get an uncommon wild card or a mythic wild card, you can craft any mythic card you want if you have a mythic wild card, and you can craft any uncommon you want if you have an uncommon a wild card. And that's pretty cool that you can go through and you can pick, okay, I want this card for this, but I don't know how much of that will be a factor in the future. I personally would like to have trading, just me personally, because that's what Magic is, right? Magic is trading, but I understand how it could be, I understand that they're not at that place yet. And eventually maybe they'll be like, you know what, maybe trading is what we should do, so it's a possibility. It really depends on how much they charge for cards. It really depends, like, for packs and stuff like that, and for drafts. It depends on all that stuff, and a lot of information we don't know yet. So maybe they have, maybe because there's no trading in the game currently, they're working on something that makes it so that I don't really feel like I need to trade, right? And if you get to that point, that's the ideal place. Like, I don't want to have to trade. Like, if I didn't have to trade people to get cards, then I just wouldn't do it, right? If it was an easier way to obtain cards, then I would just do it that way. So maybe this is an easier way, you know, through wild cards and through collecting the cards like we do, and through other systems that they probably will implement in the future. So, you know, it's too early to tell on how much of an impact that's going to be. But I will say, in the short amount of time that I've played so far, I've acquired quite a few cards. You also have the vault, which you get by when you acquire cards. So whenever you get play sets of cards, and you open up booster packs, things of that sort, you build up your vault, and there's a percentage that builds up, and when it gets to 100%, you can open it, and then they give you a bunch of goodies inside. Now, right now, people are complaining that the vault doesn't give you enough stuff, but with this new patch coming up, like the next few days or whatever, we are going to be getting buffs to the economy, so getting more and more cards. Like, when you do everything you do, you're going to get even more stuff. So that means the vault is obviously going to be better too. And we get this new set coming out, so I've been saving my vault to open it for when the new set comes out, so I can get all the new cards, and I can, you know, compete that way as well. So overall, I think that acquiring cards so far is good in the game, but it really depends on what they do with drafting. Because if they come out with drafting and say, hey, it's going to be 12 bucks to get into a draft, and you don't get to, you know, have those cards IRL, right? Then, you know, and then it's like, I don't think I'm going to do that, right? Like, that would probably deter a lot of people away from the game. And you may say, well, Shinobi, Magic Online mimics the same thing as IRL Magic does, right? But there's a difference there. There's, you know, having cards in Magic Online means more than it does in Magic Arena. You know, you can compete in tournaments and all such and so forth, and DCI sanctioned events and stuff. I mean, that's, you know, there's more you can do with it in Magic Online. Now, with that said, I've heard some people talk about, in my previous video, I had a comment of a guy saying that, you know, if they don't have all the cards in Magic Arena, then I'm just not going to play it, right? And, you know, I felt that exact same way too. But then I started to think about it, and I thought, you know, playing MTG Arena so far, I can tell how much of a bad thing that would be. In a perfect world, okay? In a perfect world, yeah, have all the cards. Cool. We can do whatever we want, right? But you have to think about this. This is not Hearthstone. This is not these other card games that are out there. Magic has endless possibilities on what you can do. So from a programmer's standpoint, I mean, just think about the kind of programming that would have to go into every possibility that you can do in Magic, in like Type 1 and Legacy and like everything, right? Like, that's insane, man. That's insane to, like, I mean, you can have infinite health, infinite damage, infinite creatures, infinite everything. Like, you can do so much. You can copy any permanent on your board infinitely. Like, there's so many combos out there that you can do in the grand scheme of all of Magic, because it's been out for freaking a million years, right? And there's so many cards, you know, thousands upon thousands and thousands of cards that are out there, and so many possibilities and synergies and things that you can do. From a programmer's standpoint, you know, programs come down to if and then situations, right? If this happens, then this is the result, right? So you have to think about it from programming. It's like, okay, if this happens, what if this happens, and this on top of that? But then you don't think about this, you didn't think about that, you think about, you know, it's like, how's the computer going to catch up with that? Like, we can't even catch up with that, right? Now, it's a different situation when you're playing IRL, because we know all the rules, and, you know, us players, we make mistakes too. But when it comes to a game, the game can't make mistakes, right? You can't, like, because that ruins the experience. So if the game makes a mistake, you're like, oh, well, I lost that game because of the game, right? And that would happen a lot, in my opinion. In a perfect world, I would love that to be the case. But for me personally, I feel like if they just have the competitive game types in Magic Arena, then that's okay, right? Have drafting, have standard, have, you know, type 2, like have modern, you know, stuff like that, right? Whatever is competitive in, you know, the current state of Magic, have that be in there. Like, I know doing something like Commander, some people like to do that. That's something that could be like a fun thing that they do, like an event every month. You can make a Commander deck or something like that, or whatever. Like that, those are options they can definitely do, right? So I can definitely see that being the case in the future. But I think right now what they're really working on is just building up that core foundation and being like, okay, this is working correctly. Let's add these cards in, see how that synergizes. Okay, this is working correctly. It's in the beta stages, which means, you know, things tend to go wrong in the situation. So you got to give them the benefit of the doubt, you know. So look, now what I want to do is I want to talk about the future and what I think the future could be and what I think it will be in Magic Arena. So with Magic Arena, the possibilities are amazing, right? Like, best case scenario with this game in the future, it could be amazing. It could be even more popular than the IRL Magic. It could. It could, and I'll explain why. So you have 3 different ways of playing Magic, right? You have Magic Arena, which we have right now for beta, Magic Online, and then you have IRL Magic. So IRL Magic is catered to a specific niche part of group. Now, there's millions of those people, right? But not everybody picks up Magic IRL, right? All shapes and sizes do, definitely, but it's like a community of people, right? It's like Magic players, right? People that enjoy that kind of game, right? It's more of a niche thing. It's not as universal, I guess you can say, as, say, something like Texas Hold'em Poker. That's Magic IRL. And then you have Magic Online. This is for the more dedicated Magic player, the one that likes to practice on a more regular basis and not have to leave the house to go find that one game going on every week, where they can go home and they stay home and they can play over and over and over again, right? And this is where you're investing a lot of money and a lot of time into, and some players really like doing that. Now, Magic Arena, the thing that's great about this is it's more of a modern day Magic. And what it could become essentially in the future is it could become this mainstream Magic, where it's a free-to-play game and it's like perfect for anybody that wants to learn to play Magic. Anybody that wants to get in, learn how to play, and then from there they can go to online Magic Online if they wanted to, or they can go to IRL Magic if they wanted to, or they could stay in Arena, because they do plan on making it a more competitive environment and equally competitive to the other things that they have. This is something that they want to do. It really is. And to be able to do that in Magic Arena would be awesome. And I can't wait to see what the drafting is going to be like, and I can't wait to see what other stuff they come out with the future. And if they mimic this game, a 1-to-1 ratio with IRL Magic, I mean, it's game over. This game would be phenomenal, right? Just like IRL Magic is. But, you know, it depends on what direction they want to go with it. And I think that, you know, this game has a potential to be very big, and the more time that goes on, the bigger and better this is going to get. It's obvious. How could the game get worse if you think about it? I mean, they'd have to really screw it up. They have all of the cheat sheets right in front of them. They have Magic the Gathering. All they have to do is be like, hey, this is amazing. Let's just take that amazing stuff and bring it here, right? That's all they have to do. So if they can do that and they can implement it well, I mean, the sky's the limit, really. So, yeah. I think that I have high hopes for the game in the future. I think that it definitely has a lot of potential to get to that upper echelon of online games. Something they have it's going to be released on like Steam and stuff like that, I heard, and like when the game finally comes out, you're going to be able to get it everywhere. So if you guys haven't got into it yet and tried it yet, sign up for the beta down in the description below. For MTG beta. Sign up for it, try to get in, and give it a try. You know, a lot of people complained about Planeswalkers, and I did as well. I can't play Duels of the Planeswalkers for more than 10 minutes. It's like, oh my god, this is like not good, right? This isn't Magic, right? But then I've been playing MTG Arena nonstop for the past 3 or 4 days. So that's got to say something, right? And to me, you know, yeah, I'm a huge fan of Magic, and yeah, I want this to do really well. And that doesn't mean that I'm biased, though. It doesn't mean like, oh, because I love Magic so much, this game, you know, is amazing automatically. No, I'm still going to be critical about its downsides and its issues. It has bugs in the game currently. They have a lot of work to do, but that's just a small amount of stuff that I've seen. I'd say 97% of the time, it's been a smooth gameplay experience so far. And, you know, the only defining question that we have is, how far will it go? How far will this game go? And it only comes down to Wizards of the Coast. It's up to them, right? They can blow this up and it can be the next big thing. Or if they don't put the time and effort and resources into it and they're nonchalant about it, then, you know, it's something people are just going to forget about. But, you know, it's up to them to blow this up, hype this up, and, you know, work on it harder and get it bigger and better and all that good stuff. But anyway, guys, I'm going to head out of here. I'll see you guys over on my live stream channel, twitch.tv/Shinobi Live. And until next time, my name is Shinobi. And as always, thanks for watching.